Excellent. We'll try this again. So we're live with episode 7 of the IGA podcast. Tonight, I'm actually blessed to have an actor from New York actually on tonight's podcast. We're going to get him on. We're going to have a little chat with him, and we're going to find out what's going on in his world and in the world of acting for him. Hopefully, get a bit of insight into his life, get a bit of insight into American acting. Hopefully we're going to have him come. So he's on there now. We're just bringing him in.
How you doing?
Darryle, how are we?
I'm good. How you doing?
Amazing. I am feeling really good about this one. Apart from the technical difficulties that we just had trying to get on, first of all.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens, man.
So how's things over in New York at the minute?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Everything laid back due to this whole COVID thing, and
Oh yeah, you've had to have tests and that in between shooting, haven't you?
Yeah, man, we got to do tests before we actually 2 days before we go on set, and the day we get on set. So, and this is every day you go on set, every day you got a test. So.
What's that? Is that like an instant test, and if it comes back positive, you can't be on set that day?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you got to go in quarantine for like 14 days. Get your health back right.
Oh man, that's got to be hard for you and the other people in like the industry trying to get solid roles as well. Because if you suddenly halfway through filming find out you got COVID, you're out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, out for like 3 weeks. Yeah, and that's hard. And I kind of look at this COVID thing like a gift and a curse. Oh, yeah. Almost, because especially when you're dealing with this entertainment world, because if one man go down, man right behind him ready to fill those shoes. So and that creates that means it's another opportunity.
So that actually might help you in your situation, because what sort of level would you class yourself as an actor at the minute?
Up and coming.
Up and coming. So are you just trying to pick up smaller roles, hopefully feel your way into it and build yourself up at the minute?
Yeah, well, when you say smaller roles, I've been doing, I started out doing extra roles, like background, getting paid nothing. Getting paid.
You just get the props to being able to say, I was in that.
Right. Yeah, we went out real quick for a minute. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's right. I was just saying, so you probably, at the beginning, instead of getting paid, you're kind of going off the props of being able to say, I was in that film or I was in that program.
Yeah, definitely. To build your credit up. Yeah, definitely to build your credit up, and just get familiar with what's going on set, and because you gotta know what you're doing when you're on there, especially when you're dealing with these big time directors and A-list actors, B-list actors.
Yeah. So what shows are you actually working on at the minute? Because I'm quite excited about the ones you got going. I think other people might be as well.
Yeah, all right. So I had an episode on Power. I did that Monday. This Monday, and I'm on Law and Order SVU for like 4 days. So
no way.
Yeah.
Because I was saying the other day that one of those sort of shows is the kind of thing that people start on. So many big actors start on like Law and Order, CSI, all the shows like that.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely a fact. And I tell everybody, my mom's, God bless her soul, she used to binge watch Law and Order all the time, and then she used to always tell me that she used to say, Darryle, I can really see you on that show, and I wish she was here to see me on that show. Like I'm on there now, mommy. So,
oh, that's amazing. Do you know what? That's amazing. That's a really nice part of the story, because you'll just look back on things like that, and that'll just, if you're having a downtime or a really hard time at one point, you'll just think of that, and that will keep you going.
Right. Definitely. She's definitely my motivation through it all. 2020 just been a rough year just a rough year for everybody, you know. And you know, sometimes you get distracted, and sometimes you just lose your faith on the road to being successful, you know. And those are the moments when I wish I had her around to have those talks with me, you know.
Yeah, I think everybody could use that from time to time.
Right.
So how has it actually affected you during this time, the whole COVID thing? Because obviously we're trying to get roles in that. Were a lot of studios your side sort of shut down for COVID?
Say it again. Can't hear you.
Were a lot of the studios on your side of the pond, were they shut down over the main period of COVID? Did it really affect everybody there?
Yeah, they shut Hollywood was shut all the way down. You know, so nothing was being filmed over here in America. Like they was playing like a whole bunch of reruns from old shows, and you know, it was bad. It was bad.
Oh wow, that's horrible because everyone's just panicking about what they're going to do then, essentially, aren't they? Well, did you
Right,
find
right.
that? Did you find there was a lot more people sort of scrambling for roles as well? Did you find them a bit of a tougher industry to carry, almost like you're starting again, I guess, in a way? If everybody's lost a lot of opportunity, you're pushed a bit further back down because there's so many people trying to grab for every role rather than being selective.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact. And like I say, like this is like a new beginning for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody, because we've been out so long, and then we got to go through this pandemic, and you know, and that's how I look at the industry now. You know, is it's a fresh start. You know, and it's fair game now. It's fair game. It just depends on how you go about your grind, how serious you're going to be about, you know, becoming someone great, becoming what you want to become.
And how did you get into this to begin with? Like, what made you want to do acting above everything else?
Well, acting was with me since I was a kid. You know, my cousin is the legendary Ozzie Davis, and that's my third cousin. But I was doing acting since I was like 7 years old. But it really hit me when I was, I think, 11 years old. I had dressed up like Steve Urkel in elementary school. Yeah, I dressed up like Steve Urkel in elementary school, and the kids, man, they were be wild by it. Like it was like, okay.
So I'm guessing you were a little bit skinnier then. Oh, we lost your audio slightly there. Are you still there? I don't know if... I think we've just lost him for a second. Hopefully he's going to come back on now. Can you just check to see if we can get him back on a second?
The joys of modern technology.
I know, the joys of this. So we'll just get him back on for a second. We were just starting to get how he started. So no invite at the bottom. Welcome to the joys of doing this small time, everyone. This is how podcasts work when you do it live. That's why everybody pre-records theirs.
And you have a ditzy blonde behind the camera trying to get it to work. Oh, I think I managed it.
Is he there?
We will find out.
I really hope everyone is staying on because the guy has a fantastic...
Yeah, I'm back, man.
There we go.
Back, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, technical difficulties, I guess. All right,
that's fine. It comes with the territory doing a live video. This is why we like to do it. It is raw and authentic.
Yes. Shout out to that. All right, so back to how I got in the industry. I dressed up like Steve Urkel, and the kids, like, they liked it, you know. Yeah. And then from there, in high school, I was in a drama class, and then in high school, I got in a little bit of trouble, which led me to do some prison time, 8 years and 6 months in the South Carolina Department of Corrections.
And how old
And
were you at that time?
I was 17 years old. Yeah, 17 years old. Yeah. And while I was back there, I was always creative. I used to write music, and in my head, I said, I might not be the best rapper, but this is gonna help me get into the film industry, and it's gonna change my life. I never wanted to be a rapper, so when I got out, I had a brother. He was in the music industry, and he knew this guy at Atlantic Records. He gave him my music, and the guy just was like, "Yeah, this music is not good at all." You know what I mean? Like so I'm like, "Oh man, like what am I gonna do?" Because now I'm like, it's like somebody just choke you and take all your breath away. Like, what do you do now? Because the odds is already against you. The odds are already against me. So what do I do now at this point? And one day, shout out to my auntie, my aunt Wendy. I was moping around the house, and she was like, you got a good look. Why don't you go down and take some headshots? She said, I'll pay for it. She paid for the headshots. Went down there, took headshots. I went on Craigslist, and I submitted my headshots, and this casting company called me to do some the opening credits for
And they were legit, right? They weren't just some shady people on
nah.
Craigslist, because I've heard about Craigslist.
Right. Yeah, you gotta be very careful on Craigslist. I don't use Craigslist no more. But yeah, so it was this TV show called How to Make It in America.
Yeah.
And I was on that. Well, how can I say it? I went and shot my scenes, but come to find out, they got edited out. So so that was another deal breaker for me. So it's like I can't win. Like when can I win? I'm trying. I'm doing the right thing. I'm not in the streets. I'm not indulging in any illegal activities. What can I do to establish some foundation in my life?
I guess thinking about it sort of mentally in your own mind, at that time, obviously, like you said, you've come out of prison, you've done your time, you're looking for an opportunity in music. You think you get it, possibly, because you've got that in, you've got some names there, and then they say, nah, not feeling that. And then you try your hand at acting, and you get a role in the background, but then it gets edited out.
Right.
That's hard. Do you know, a lot of people would just give up there. They really would. So what
give
did
up.
you do at that point?
So at that point, I gave up. I gave up, and I did give up. And I said, you know what? It's not for me. So I went and got a job. I went and got a job in downtown Brooklyn at this store called the Underground Station in Journeys. And I was working there, and hold on one second, because something happened. All right, so I was working there.
Yeah,
I was working there, and this lady came in the store, and she just started talking to me. Like, she started talking to me like we knew each other for years, and that's the vibe that I felt from her. And I was like, okay. She was like, and then she said, you got a good look to be on TV. And I said, yeah, that's why I moved to New York. To come, so happened her uncle was like one of the producers for a show on TV called Practical Jokers. And she called him. 2 days later, I was on his set. He was shooting a short film. I was on the set 2 days later. So that's how it really, really started.
Okay. So, do you know what? The whole start of your thing just sounds really dodgy to begin with. You're probably quite lucky it didn't go left at that point.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So where did you go from there then? What was the next step for you?
Okay, so I'm on set. And I'm so horrible. Like, I'm horrible. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't go to school for this. Yeah. It's just something it's just a dream. So this lady named Tisha Keys, one of the actresses that was in the short film, she said, you got a good look. I want to give you some information. It's gonna help you out. So she gave me that information, and I just went to it that same day. And ever since then, I've been rolling, and I meet people on set. I would meet people on set, and just get more and more contacts. I would work for free. I worked for free from 2015. I worked for free from 2011 all the way until like 2000 and maybe 18, 19.
Wow. So how were you supporting yourself at that point?
I was working. I was working here and in jobs here and there. What I would do, I would work for 6 months, and then I would get on unemployment, and then I would film. So that would support me. And then when filming slowed down, I would go and find another job.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. I'm not going to toot my own trumpet here. I did a bit of extra work once. It was awful. It was such a terrible day. I spent the whole day waiting to go on set, not knowing if I even would. And then very late on in the day, I got told, yeah, you're going on. I go on set. We spend probably about an hour doing a bit of filming here and there. I'm one of the extras in the background. And then when the program comes on, at one point you see my head just sort of bubble past, and that was it. That was my debut into TV.
Yeah, hey, and look, that's how it be. Sometimes, like, listen, you could film for 3-4 days, and they might catch an eyeball of you. They might catch your eyeball. It's just like that. And that right there, that makes me grind harder, because it's like, okay, y'all don't know what y'all missing right now. Y'all don't know what y'all missing, but it's gonna be that one person that's gonna say, you know what, he the one. And then it happens like that. It happens like that. So to anybody that's out there grinding, and the doors, you feel like the doors are slamming in your face, believe somebody is gonna see you. Somebody gonna spot you if you keep going.
I mean, to be fair, when you look like the American Idris Elba, it can happen.
Yeah, thank you. That's a compliment, man. That's a compliment. I want the Idris Elba money, and I want his work.
I bet you do.
Yes,
that guy's starting to go to a legendary status pretty soon, actually. All the videos and the films he's been in. I don't know what's happening with the James Bond role, though. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Yeah, with everything going on, probably. Yeah.
So, do you mind if we sort of touch on what you said about you went to prison for quite a while?
Yes.
I mean, that at such a young age as well. I mean, that could just derail somebody forever. Never come back from it. For a lot of people, you descend into the wrong kind of life. I mean, what happened? What did you go through? What did it do to you?
It changed my heart in a way. Because you gotta look at it like this. I come from, my grandmother, she moved me and my little brother down to Dillon, South Carolina. Shout out to Dillon, South Carolina. She moved me and my little brother down to Dillon, South Carolina to change our lives.
Yeah.
And she brought us a house. She sacrificed and brought us a house. And she made us feel comfortable. We had our own space. We were comfortable, man. We didn't want for anything. You understand what I'm saying? But my grandmother was a woman, and she couldn't teach 2 boys how to be a man. You understand what I'm saying? So we went in the streets and tried to find that man figure. And we just I just chose the wrong path. And it was this quick. My life changed like that. Like 1 minute, everything's cool. The next minute, boom, facing 10 years.
Just based on like one decision or
one bad decision. It changed my life, but it changed my life for the better, because I feel like if I would have never gotten locked up, I could have been dead. I could have been dead because of the things I was doing and building up in the streets, And when I was back there, man, I seen a lot of things. I seen murders. I ain't seen no people getting like raped or anything, but you hear things like that. You know what I mean? You see the characteristics back then. You know what I mean? You
So
I
you,
went to bed hungry. Mhm.
yeah, you got an education in life that a lot of us don't get.
Right, right. And it was hard, man. Like, you're 17 years old and you going into prison. You're a kid. You're a
Mm.
kid. You don't know nothing. You know what I mean? And when I go in there, you got these guys, they got life sentence, 50 years, 20 years, 30 years. Here I am. I'm raised by a woman. I took the wrong path and my life changed like that. And now I'm amongst these killers. You know? What do I do? I'll never forget it. When I went on the yard, the first day I went on the yard, the guys was like, fresh meat, fresh meat. They just kept saying, fresh meat, fresh meat.
Whoa.
I ain't know what that meant. I mean, I know what fresh meat meant, but I ain't know what, what I mean? That's like, okay, we're going to get you. Like, we got something. We got a little something for you, buddy. You know?
It's like you thought you knew what it meant until you knew what it meant.
Right, right. And I just, I had to change my mentality and I had to change my face. I had to put on a different mask. You know what I mean? I had to put on a different mask.
Mm.
And I had to put that kind heart aside and bring out the heart of steel.
Mm.
Because if I didn't, I would have died back then.
The
Because
thing is, American prison is very different to the UK sort of prison. Over here, there's a lot of people just joke, that it's an easy ride. People do it just to get a bit of time out, essentially. But over
mm,
there, I mean, obviously, we only get to see programs and stuff on it, but
right.
you can imagine it can be, especially once you're in there, it's a lot worse than anything you can imagine.
It's a lot worse. And for the guys who don't have that support when they get back there, a lot of guys, they go back there, they don't burn so many bridges on the street with their family and their friends. They don't have no support. So
Mm.
what they gonna do when they get back there? They gotta eat. You understand what I'm saying? They gotta eat. So what they gonna do? They gonna rob. They gonna steal. To
Yeah.
survive. You know.
What did
So
so what did you come out to? Like, what was your situation when you left there and you'd done your time? What did you find when you came out?
all right. So when I finished my time, I got a house in my grandmother got us a house in Dillon, South Carolina. We
Mm.
still got that house. I was supposed to go to New York though, to just start my whole life over. But something happened with my interstate compact that I couldn't go on the day of me getting out. They told me I couldn't go to New York. So one of my best friends sent his father to come pick me up from jail, and I had to live in a shelter for like I lived in a shelter for like 3 months when I
Mm.
got out. So it's just like it wasn't that bad because I already got that mentality of living by myself on my own. You know what I mean? Not having no
Yeah.
family around, and just just like staying to myself, being able to adapt to different things in life.
Yeah.
So I stayed there like 3 months, and then I found 2 weeks. Then I found another job within a week because, like I said, I wanted to change my life. I had a different mindset now.
Yeah.
So
Did you come out kind of
yeah,
feeling
I
like you
stayed
knew
down.
what you wanted to do at that point, or did you just feel like I just don't want to go back again?
That was the yeah. I had the feeling that I didn't want to go back again. I didn't
Mm.
really know what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Let me say it like that. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I knew I wanted to like get in the music industry and then get into the film industry, but I didn't know how to do it. I ain't know nobody. And I'm coming
Mm.
from jail. That's a far-fetched dream. Like, to come get out of jail and just jump right into the music industry or the film industry.
Yeah.
So I was scared, man. I was really, really scared, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're fresh out of prison. You feel like essentially at that point you've got no prospects because once you're in that system as well, you almost feel like you're restricted to it. There's not many
Right,
options open to you.
right.
But at least if you've got a drive behind you and something to strive for, especially like you said, you know, you didn't want to go back. That's incentive right there. So
Right, yeah.
at least you can just apply that attitude to something and then see
Right.
where it takes you. A lot of the time, you find that I say to people all the time, however long you live for, you'll find
Right.
you'll probably change your speciality or what it is that you do, your craft,
Mhm.
about 5 times over, because we're not pigeonholed to be just one thing. You can do
Right.
whatever you like. All you got to do is learn.
That's it. That's it. And that's my grandmother used to always say, just keep living and keep living and keep learning.
Hmm.
And you'll see what life got to offer you, you know. And so I moved up to New York. I was working at this plant in Tar Heel, North Carolina, called the Hall plant.
Yeah.
And I was just getting off of my parole. And I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I can't do this no more. I gotta make this happen for me.
Yeah.
So I had a check for like $120 something. A one-way ticket cost $110, and I got off probation that Monday, and I was on a train that Friday
Wow.
in New York.
At that point, you're thinking this better work.
Say it again.
At that point, you're thinking this better work.
Yes. I'm like, this better work. I was in a relationship. The person who I was in a relationship with, they thought I was coming back. But when I got there, I knew it was work to be done. I knew it was work to be done, you know? And I'm like, I can't turn back now. I gotta do it. You feel what I'm saying? I can't turn back.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me the first couple of years in New York, as far as like finding my way to film.
Yeah, because having a relationship for one, and
Mhm.
having a long distance relationship, that's going to be hard. Because again, this is that divide between, say, the UK and the US. Is the difference between Carolina and New York is not the same as, say, for example, Wales and England, which here are two separate countries,
Hmm.
but they're closer together than your two states.
Right. Okay.
So
Uh,
yeah, that's going to put a lot of strain on you. Did it survive that relationship?
no. It was nah. It was done after a week. You know what I mean? It was
Wow.
done after a week, and yeah, it was sometimes like since I've been in this film industry, I've made a lot of sacrifices. I'm talking
Mm.
about a lot of sacrifices with family, friends, like, but this is what it takes. This is what it takes to be successful. This is what it takes to make your dream come true. You got to sacrifice, and there's going to be sacrifices that you don't want to make,
Mm.
but you have to do it, and it all makes sense. That's just what I believe.
It does. No, I can agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've done business wise, because I've always been of that mentality. I don't really want to work for somebody else. I'll do anything and everything as long as it's for myself. There's so much more satisfaction in it, because once you make it, or once you manage to do something you're really passionate about,
Mhm.
the feeling. So a lot of time it's better than the money. And don't get it wrong. If you do things right, if you persevere, the money will come. But the journey and the satisfaction of doing it yourself, that it trumps everything.
Right.
So anybody really who's trying to strive to do something like that, just keep going. The money will come, but there are, like you said, there's sacrifices to make along the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Uh,
is.
so 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 now you're in New York. Um, Again, you feel like, I guess you feel like you're kind of on your own a little bit. You're just trying to make the contacts and trying to find your way. So what happens next?
Well, I I went. I starred in this short film, well, actually, the student film in 2012
Hmm.
called The Lincoln Division, um, directed by a guy named Bowie Alexander, and he saw enough in me with no experience on my end to cast me in his student film as one of the leads. So I did that. They won an award for that. And I was just at that point I was just doing auditions, you know. And so one day, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Oh,
to
that's
cut you. I was
right.
going to say
That's right.
that's on your resume right there. The
Yeah.
award-winning film or whatever. You're like, I'm putting that on straight away. I would be.
Right. And so one day I'm on a train, and the casting company called me and said, "Well, we would like you to be on. We would like to cast you for the Wolf of Wall Street. This and the third, and
I was waiting
you
to
got
get
to
to this.
fill this paperwork out, that paperwork out, and this paperwork out." So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm amped because I mean, it's circulating in the streets about the Wolf of Wall Street. They're filming all over New York. You see the signs everywhere. So I'm on the train now, and the trains in New York, the subways in New York. Some spots you have blind spots. You know what? So some spots you have blind spots. As they're saying, okay, we want your size. What's your sizes? When he said that, the phone clicked off. It went totally dead because I'm underground. So I'm like, oh man. And in this industry, if you don't, you gotta hop on these things because if you don't, they're moving on to the next person.
Yeah.
This
I
is
bet you were
only.
panicking at that point, weren't you?
I was panicking, but the good thing about it is that I was probably like 20 minutes out. So once I got above ground, I called the number back, and they was like, I said, listen, I'm sorry, I want to do it. And said the third, and the guy, he was very honest with me. He said, listen, I was about to move on. I was giving you a couple of minutes, and I was about to move on. I said, no, I want to do it. So he told me what to do. I sent my sizes and everything. At this time, I didn't know that they're casting me under the SAG-AFTRA, under SAG agreement. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, they casted me under the union agreements. I'm non-union at this time. So I go on set, and you know, circulating. Oh, this is a blockbuster movie, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, directed by Martin Scorsese. Got Jonah Hill in it. Like,
did you not know at that time? Were
I
you
did
not
not
aware?
know. I was not aware.
Oh my God.
And no, I was not aware. And I was the only black guy on set at this time, like the only black actor on set at this time. So, you know, I mean, so I was like, all right. I was like, I was lost. I was just happy to be on set.
Yeah.
Come to find out, so the first day we did 16 hours. I got Tab Hartley, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what Tab Hartley was. Well, okay, it's a voucher, Tab Hartley, okay, whatever. So the next day I came, I'm under the union agreements again.
Yeah.
I got to get Tab Hartley again. Third day I came, I get Tab Hartley again. So you know, you only need 3 Tab Hartleys in a major film or commercial or whatever, you know what I mean, to be SAG eligible to join the Actors Guild. Fourth day I came, I got Tab Hartley again. So I'm like, okay, so one day somebody was like, I said, yeah, I got 4 Tab Hartleys. The guy looked at me like, for real? He was like, you got 4 Tab Hartleys? I was like, yeah. He said,
What? I might have missed that. So what does that actually mean?
So Tab Hartley means that if you get Tab Hartley on set, it's a voucher, meaning that you're one step closer to joining the Actors Guild. That's every actor's dream, is to join the Actors Guild, to join the union.
Oh, so technically there is levels to it then. So
yes,
you're
is.
there and you get the tokens to be able to join that group.
Right. Yeah, I get the tokens to be able to join the group, and again, at this time, I didn't know how important it was to even have that type of credential. You know, so I did. We finished Wolf of Wall Street. I worked on Wolf of Wall Street for like a month. We finished that, and this guy sent me on Facebook, and he reached out to me. His name was DC, And he said, "Listen, you got a good look. I know somebody that's shooting a film that needs somebody like an extra, like." So I said, "All right,
Yeah.
cool. Send me information." He did that. It was this guy named sorry, it was this guy named Ari Tab. He was shooting 79 parts starring Eric Roberts.
Okay.
And so I went the first day on Ari's film. He had me like the lead of this like game. It's a 70s piece. It was very, very badass, very cool, man.
It
And
wasn't you with the afro, was it?
how?
You didn't have. It wasn't that picture that I saw of you with an afro.
Yes, it was. 79 parts, yes. Shout out to Ari man for casting me for 79 parts. And so I did that, which was another great experience. And after that, I just was like doing like TV shows. I get a little role here, a little role there on a TV show. Then in 2014, no, 2016, I'm sorry, I did this movie. I was casted for this movie by Ty Lucky Johnson called m.i.s.t.e.r. It's a movie called m.i.s.t.e.r. that I starred in. And it's also starring the Purge Candy Bar Girl. I think it's the Purge. She played in the Purge re-election, the Candy Bar Girl. We got casted to star in m.i.s.t.e.r. together. The spinoff from m.i.s.t.e.r. was m.i.s.t.e.r. the web
To make
series.
those connections now.
Yes, I'm starting to make connections now, and we did. We had long talks day in and day out, and we did m.i.s.t.e.r. the web series, which was a success.
Now, you've moved on from Wolf of Wall Street just now, and I'm not going to let you escape that easy because I don't need much of an excuse to go back and watch that film. And when you said you were in it, I went back and watched it. Now, I have a question for you. For one, that scene where I think it is one of the first major scenes where he's built his own big sort of what do you call it, agency or something like that. So he's got the whole floor, everybody's starting off with all the debauchery, all the strippers and that are coming in and everything.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I saw you at the front taking pictures of one of the naked ladies with the guy. Is that right?
Yes. I actually I was the one that was taking pictures of the naked girls, and then I took the picture of Jonah Hill and Leo and Leonardo and man, that scene right there, it was crazy, man. They had real live animals on set. They had real live, they had a real live marching band on set. It was so, man, that's the best set I ever been on, man.
That looked mental. Because the thing is, it's different watching a film and you know nobody in there. But watching a film, and now because I'd spoken to you and you said you were in it, I was just like, oh, this had a whole new dimension to this. So I was watching, I was like, then trying to envision what would it be like to be in that scenario where you're actually in that room, all this craziness going on, and you're just told to just be flailing around in the background, essentially.
That's exactly what you're told.
I have one question for you though. Did you really take pictures though?
Nah, it was just props. It was just a prop. It was just a prop. Just a prop.
You should have switched it out with your own camera and just kept them as like souvenirs. I took these pictures on set.
But it was cool, man. It was really, really cool to just have that experience, you know. And now knowing how big that movie was, and for us to get beat out at the Oscars by the Jingo, that was like, it really hurt. Yeah.
Do you know what? So I'm guessing, really, seeing that quite early on in your career, you'd be like, so this is what it could be like at the top. This is what the pinnacle looks like. Because DiCaprio films, I mean, there's not many bigger.
Right. Now DiCaprio, he's big.
Yeah. Did you get to go into any like premiere or anything for it, or did you sort of have to just watch it in the cinema like everyone else?
Yeah. I had to watch it in the cinema, man. I wasn't like I said. This is early in my career, like super duper early. I had no reels, I had no experience. So not saying that I couldn't got casted for it, but I wasn't even set up to even have a chance to get casted for it. So
Yeah.
now only the main actors went to the premiere.
Because I'm quite
Yeah,
naive to all this stuff. I don't really know how it works. Like I
yeah,
said, I did that one bit of extra work and I never went back and did it again.
yeah.
But like you, I got to talking to a couple of people and started. Well, I guess one of the people I spoke to, he does podcasts and he's actually quite a good YouTuber. And I speak to him now and then, and I asked him a few questions about how to do this sort of thing. So you do
Okay,
meet those connections and you start to find your own path, whether it's in that industry or not. Doesn't
right,
matter.
right.
You find your way.
Hmm. Yeah.
So really, I
Mhm.
guess you kind of move on to the projects you're on now. How are they going?
Well, like I said, I had like a little scene in Power, Monday.
Mm.
I started filming Law and Order tomorrow. Start filming Law and Order tomorrow for like 4 days, and I also got casted for another series they're trying to pitch it to Netflix or Hulu called Love and War. So
Okay.
yeah, they're in like pre-production, I guess.
And what's it like actually? I don't know. I'm trying to compartmentalize what it's actually like to work for these different studios, I guess. I mean, do they differ wildly? The way they're set up, the things you have to do, is it quite boring on set at times? Although a lot of people probably want to say it, they like to portray it as a very glamorous industry.
Yeah, I mean, well, it depends on what set you on, and it depends on like it depends on your like who you are. If you're a principal on these sets, you get treated like kings and queens, and you can't listen. It's beautiful. I'm gonna just tell you that it's a beautiful thing to be a principal, lead actor,
Yeah.
But if you're playing background on these sets, yeah, it's boring. It could get quite boring. Yeah, because you're waiting around, you're sitting around all day, and then they call you in after let's say 8 or 9 hours just to do like one scene, and then you sit in some more until the whole production is wrapped. So yeah,
So after 8 hours, they call you over and just say, "Right, we need you to just walk past the camera. You do that and like go
that's
sit back
it.
down."
Yeah, we need you to walk across the street and back, and that's it. Don't look at the camera. Don't do nothing. Don't speak to the principals. Don't do nothing. So
Oh, is it
that's
like
how it
that? Don't
is.
speak to. You're not allowed to talk to the actual actors.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely like that, man.
So who have you met so far? Who are the biggest stars? I'm guess. Did you meet DiCaprio? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
I met DiCaprio. I met Jonah Hill. At the end of the movie, I'm right behind Jonah. I'm right behind Jonah at the end of the movie. I don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, I met Jonah.
I'll be going back and looking.
I met Leo. I met Leo. I met Adam Brody.
Hmm.
You know who Adam Brody is from the OC?
Yeah.
Man, Adam Brody is really, really cool, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really, really cool. Um, I met a few people, like Jennifer Hudson. I met Jennifer Hudson.
Is it one of them things as well that you don't want to name drop too much?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
you don't want to name drop
is
too
it
much,
frowned
but
upon?
yeah, I mean, it is, but like right now, like I can't even remember everybody who I met because I done met like so many people, what I mean, in this industry. But I mean, they probably won't even remember me. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is.
Well, you never know. You
So
might be at that stage sooner than you think.
yeah, 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 yeah. You never know. I'm definitely grinding towards it. Definitely grinding towards it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you enjoy doing it, that's fantastic. Because I saw like a bit of m.i.s.t.e.r and I saw a couple other scenes that you've done as well, and you can
Mm,
see sort of where you started out and and where you are now, kind of thing. You progressed very quickly.
Wow, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, it's easy to see, and it's great as well because I like the fact that I'm speaking to you now because before, for example, I probably wouldn't have had the chance to speak to you if you get further on in your career, and I'm where I am now because I'm just starting out myself. So to speak to you now would be fantastic because I'll be watching your work after this and seeing what else you come up in, and just watching you. I hope you continue. I really do because if you've developed the way you have so far, it'd be quite exciting to see where you go afterwards. To be fair,
right. Yeah, most definitely. The support is definitely needed. I do feel like I grow with every role. With every role I grow, and this is what I want to do. I want to grow with every role I do. I'm versatile. I feel like I could play any character. Just give me the script in time. Just give me the script long enough for me to dissect it, and I could play any character. That's just what I believe.
Would you ever do theater?
Yeah. Nah. I'm not a theater guy. Yeah, I'm not a theater guy, man.
That'd be a lot harder, I would imagine.
Yeah, it definitely would be a lot harder. I'm kind of a shy guy, but I'm shy. But when I'm in front of the camera, it's a different story. Like everything, all the shyness, it goes away.
Really?
So
do you feel really comfortable on camera then?
I feel extremely comfortable on camera.
Oh, see, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. In fact, just sitting here now, with knowing that I'm being filmed, just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which is a very strange thing, considering this is what I've chosen to do.
Right. I mean, you'll get used to it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. You'll definitely get used to it.
Yeah. So, what have you got planned for the rest of your week? There, are you working all week, or are you just sort of gonna chill out for a little bit? Because I can see you've got a game on behind you. I'm guessing you're into NFL.
Nah, it's college. That's a throwback. But I'm working. Yeah, it's a throwback. But I'm working. Like I said, I'm doing Law and Order the rest of the week, and then I'm also doing this comedy sketch with this celebrity comedian called Damn Homie. I don't know if you heard of her. Like, she's really, really funny though. So we're supposed to be doing that this weekend. And Monday I go back to finish up Law and Order. And then we're gonna see what's going on. I just got a host of podcast interviews, and we're gonna see what's going on into that. Yeah.
You need to shop yourself around, definitely.
Yes. Thank you.
If there was one bit of advice you could give to anybody going into that industry or anything else you've tried, what words of wisdom could you part for them?
If you see it, if you envision it, you can achieve it. And that's what my grandmother always told me when I was young. Any dream is possible. If it's right here in the heart and you can see that dream in your mind, you can go get it. Because it's yours. At the end of the day, it's yours. And that's what that's the method I've been using my whole life. The odds been against me my whole life. I come from the bottom. I come from absolutely nothing. So, and there's kids out there that grew up like I grew up in Worcester. That's probably watching this, or that's probably gonna watch this. And they don't got nothing. I remember when I was young, I remember drinking juice with bugs in it. So yeah, like that. So I mean, if I can somewhat kind of beat the odds with having my mother on drugs, my father in the streets, me seeing my mother get abused, you feel what I'm saying? Me seeing my mama shoot up, dope. You understand what I'm saying? I see all this. I seen the first person I seen ever die in my life. I was 6 years old. And I'll never forget it. My grandmother was walking to the store. My grandmother tried to block my face, but I was looking because I was interested. Like, What is that? The guy laying in the car, his head blown off. You know.
Whoa.
So if I can kind of beat the odds like that, anybody can do it. Just keep on going. Just keep the fire lit, some type of way.
Right. I really hope not too many people have to go through that, but it
Right.
shows the strength of your character that not only did you get through that, and worse, because you did end up going down the wrong path essentially to begin with. The strength of your character shows that you could um, actually attribute your determination to something more positive, and you see it when you look at you now.
Right.
Your life
Right.
just looks
Appreciate it.
more positive. I can't see anything about you right now that would tell me anything otherwise.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm an actor.
Yeah,
But
good acting otherwise.
I'm a good actor. Yeah, man. But yeah.
I've got a quick question for you as well, because
Mm.
somebody has messaged in. So Kieran has asked, how has the virus impacted your career, and what are your views of lockdown or open society?
Um. Well, COVID has impacted a lot of that. Well, every actor I know, because everything was shut down. Like we're just getting back to filming within the last month.
Right.
Probably not even the last month. Probably the last couple of weeks. And what was the next question? Sorry.
And what are your views on lockdown or open society?
What's your, what are my views like on being
On
incarcerated?
No, just on lock. That'll be the
What's my,
difference in our language barrier here. So
okay.
by lockdown, we mean like because of COVID, everything gets
Oh,
locked
okay,
down in
okay.
places.
Oh, okay, that's what lockdown mean over there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, it's cool, it's cool. Yeah, lockdown in the United States mean you locked up,
yeah.
but yeah,
I can
so
see where you got that. As soon
yeah.
as you said that, I was like, oh, there it is. There's the first language barrier.
Yeah, but I'm just trying. Me myself, I'm just trying to like stay safe. I live in Jersey now, so I have to commute from Jersey to New York, and New York is, you know, it ain't really bad right now, but it's bad, So I'm just trying to stay safe. Just keep
Are
my
there
hands
less people
sanitized,
around?
wash my. Yeah, yeah, and it's a lot of people around moving. You got people that don't want to wear their masks, but you just gotta keep yourself stay safe, man. Keep yourself clean, and keep
Yeah.
your distance.
Because the strange thing over here, even in like the city areas, it's the streets are a lot quieter now. So I'm
Right.
wondering, like, is it the same in America? Do you find the streets are any quieter, or is it
No.
still just as bustling?
At first, it was quiet. When it was lockdown, it was quiet. Now everything is like almost normal.
Wow.
Yeah, everything is like almost normal. You could go to Manhattan right now, Times Square, and it is loaded down there. Yeah.
It's a strange. Um. I'll give a quick shout out to Kieran as well. To be fair to him, the guy watches a lot of our podcasts, and we watch a lot of his gaming. So I'll give a quick shout out to him. If you do want to see his channel, which is Hobo Gaming, he plays most nights. To be fair, I don't think he's got a job. I don't. Yeah. But check out his channel. He's really fun to watch. I think. Oh, it's a shame. He's just dropped out. Oh, Darryl's just dropped out. We'll see if we can quickly get him back on just for the last segment of the show because there's a couple of questions that have come in. Um, Quite an interesting one. Bear with me just 1 second. I want to get him back on.
I'll leave you alone for 2
So,
seconds.
Adrian, who is kind of technically my producer, sort of, has just walked in with a face of thunder from downstairs. Like, what have you done? Why is he gone? Is he there?
No, that's
Oh, it's such a shame. Because Kieran's just come in with a good question for him. If we can't get him back on, we'll end the podcast there. But I tell you what, hearing those perspectives from New York, essentially, it's so eye-opening for us because we hear so many things over here, and by the sounds of it, it's very different. Is it not there? That's okay. Kieran, I was only joking, mate. I know you do have a job. I wish I could spend more time going, but we'll leave it there. Thank you for everybody who joined us tonight for the 7th episode of our podcast. That was Darryle Jermaine, an up-and-coming actor who has worked on some projects like Wolf of Wall Street. He's had his own starring roles. I think he's fantastic. He's come on leaps and bounds. I'm looking forward to seeing more work of his and seeing him develop as well. Just a little plug for myself, because we're not actually promoting any other companies here. We don't get paid promotions on anything, so I'll promote something for myself, which is lolacandles.co.uk. We make our own pure soy candles that we post free of charge to the whole of the UK. Other than that, another channel called United Artisans UK. If you're an artisan out there in the UK, feel free to join that network free of charge. We send all the UK customers directly to you, and everyone can shop local wherever they are. This has been the IGA Podcast, episode 7. I hope you join us again soon. Thank you.